I subbed you when I seen you in Taffy's chat the other night. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. I got to tell you, I do not know a lot of what's going on. I'm going to leave names out. It starts with one woman I met that was having problems with another woman that was lying about me, was lying about her, lies about a lot of people. So that is how I come to know that community over there, that particular woman, and several of her friends, like kind of people that she's friendly with on YouTube. So in my efforts to want to be supportive of her, I came into meeting these other people. They have all kinds of they have trolls in common, or one in particular with me. But then they have a lot of trolls that I don't know these people. Now, that one woman in particular has tried to send a lot of those people after me. I don't really understand a lot that's going on, and I don't have the capacity to enter into every argument that people are having. And I will take a stand, and I will stand up for people. But it is not necessary for me to enter my voice into arguments that are going on. If you got a bunch of people that are supporting each other, they don't need me in there adding to what's going on. Is how I see it. So I'm not a troll. I don't like the trolling thing. I think it's a lot of ugliness. That's negative, and that's bad energy. That's bad fucking karma. I don't want it. I don't dig. So I've tried to, stand up for myself and keep it clean and keep my side of the street clean and stand up for myself. I would say my biggest offense is I've called people cunts and things like that. That's pretty much my biggest offense. There are mistakes that I made. It's over 4 years ago. I have not done anything to anyone. Even what I did back then really wasn't that big of a deal, even though to the person, she's still trolling me 5 years later over it. I've said, how can I make it right with you? So, YouTube is just insanity that I don't even, I'll never understand why people want to participate in the levels of disgusting behavior that goes on here. It's just foul as hell. It's bad karma. I don't want bad karma. Life is hard enough already. No thanks. Just not into it. I don't even now, like when I first arrived here and went under attack, like I knew nothing about this stuff. So now, I had to observe and learn, and I do agree with when people are running around lying about other people, attacking them, demeaning them, and doing all these terrible things. I do believe those people should be exposed and called out. But I don't think that I want to do that every day, all day. Like, I don't want to do that every day. I don't like that energy. I don't want to do it. Some days it's unavoidable. But on days when it can be avoided, I'm going to avoid it because I don't like it. Does that make sense? ¿Tú comprende? Taffy's a cool dude. You should come over more often. Oh, okay. I'm trying not to say the woman who threw you under the bus. Is that you were talking about? Yeah, she did throw me under the bus, kind of. But a lot of people have, so I don't know. If you want to hit me up on Google Chats, I can't really do email because they have ways of skip tracing, IP scanning. I don't know what you call it. I'm trying to find people's locations and all kinds of crazy stuff. There's certain people you do not respond to their emails because they are fishing for your IP. And I found that out about someone very early on, never responded to any of her nasty emails. She would send me a nasty, I was alerted, don't ever respond to anything that bitch sends you, because she is, and when you talk to her, understand she is recording everything, and she's screen capturing everything you say if you have a conversation like in a chat thing, and she will use it against you, which is absolutely true. And I never responded to any of her emails. What I would do is I would send them to this guy that involved himself with her, that was a friend of mine at one point, and I would just, here's your lady coming at me again. You can deal with it. I'm not going to deal with her. So that was good. Taffy, you go to channel to share your story, if you know what I mean. You'd be welcome in Taff's chat. You should come over. Okay, my only thing is, as long as that person hasn't done harmful things to people that I'm cool with, that would be the only reason why I wouldn't, because if people are decent, and yeah, people have beef and people, but if they're keeping it on the level and having differences, but whatever, as long as they keep it on the level, but when it gets really dirty and underhanded, I can't be around that. But I'll come back. I don't know if I subbed. It's like, I know the name. I know there's been problems between that person and other people, but mostly I'm just not in the loop, and I'm not going to be in the loop with everybody, but the very terrible people, because there's very terrible trolls that will bully on very vulnerable people, severely handicapped people. I just won't abide by that shit. I just won't. I'm not okay with that. I think, if people are into it and they're down for that back and forth shit, have at it. If you got people that are saying, hey, I'm not up for this, I don't want any part of this, I don't want to talk about you, please don't talk about me, that's what I said, they won't stop. It's absolutely mind-blowing and just evil as fuck. Excuse my language, but I do cuss. I hope you don't mind. It would be the best place to expose a certain person, is all I'm saying. All right, well, I'm gonna come back over, and I'm not trying to kick up any shit with anybody. But really, I'm not. I have no desire to be at odds with people in the world. I think life is difficult enough. I don't want to make even these people that have been disgusting to me, not really looking to make their life more difficult. I would like them to take accountability for their behavior and to self-correct. But that's pretty much the extent of it. It's a lot to ask. People on here, they like the trolling ugliness. They get off on it. They're psychopathic people that literally get sexual gratification harming people. That's a real thing. And I don't want to be around that kind of evil. I mean, don't you think that's just evil? People are literally getting off on bullying other people. Like, yuck. It's yucky. Do you guys say yucky over there? I'm assuming that you're from the UK. Or do you like it called the UK? At one time it was England, but then is it Britain? I know I know the differences, but what do you, or do you like it to be called England, the UK? Maybe you're in Wales, maybe you're in Scotland. Laddie, I be brethren. I am from a Highlander clan. My Scottish accent is not very good. It's one of my worst accents. And when I do accents, I'm not mocking anybody. I love accents. Look, everybody's a sucker for an English accent. You guys over there, you can hear the different dialects. You go, oh, that accent is absolute garbage. Like one guy was like, I can't stand the sound of her voice. It's horrible. It's like nails on chalkboard. But to us, to Americans, we hear an accent from over there. It's like, oh, we're swooning because it's just so lovely to us. We just loving. I do love accents, but like there are some accents that are like people from Liverpool, for example, very hard to understand sometimes. You are just used on that channel, and that's a fact. Yeah, well, I don't think they're overtly using me. I don't think they're using me. I think if I'm going to be there and get their backs, they don't mind it, right? But I don't think they're not looking to me to do anything for them. I don't think they really care if I'm there or not at this point. Like, because we obviously know we're talking about the same person. Once that person came at me and said some shit in a tone that was very unkind, that, hey, you've all done appalling things to one another. Hey, listen, bish, don't be talking about what you do not understand, because that's a load of shit. Hold on. That's not true. I expose other people's bad behavior. I don't participate to the best of my ability. The bad behavior I commit is I name call, okay? That's, in my view, that is the worst thing that I do. Because I cuss at people. And people don't like it. But I do. I love profanity, actually. I think it works. Then you were used by, and then she stabbed you in the back. You're treated like crap. Yeah. Well, I don't think I was treated like crap until that person took that position. Then it was like no one else there, including the channel owner, who I consider a friend, as much as a friend one can be that you don't really know and that you met on YouTube. No way at all do I feel that person is trying to use me. It's not like they're constantly contacting me or anything like that. That's not going on. And that the person that you're referring to and leaving names at, I don't feel that person was ever trying to use me or wanted really anything from me. I think that she had a misperception that I wanted to use them as a troll shield. I just wanted to support other people that were being attacked by the same person as I was being attacked by. I wanted to support other people suffering the same bullshit. That's where I was coming from. So, you're making me think that I think I know who you are, because you're kind of not good at disguising your voice. And if you are the person that I think you are, but I could be wrong, because I was sensing that you were a man initially, but what you're saying is making me think that you're this woman that I absolutely adored, and then we had a falling out. So I don't know, but I got to tell you, people will consider what you're doing to be shite stirring. You know that, right? But I'm like, listen, I'm over here fighting for my child's life. Like, this is important. That shit, it's really, in the scheme of things, it's not important. People, they can like who they like, they can believe what they want. I believe in doing due diligence. I don't believe in labeling people as being things without the evidence. To say that I've done terrible things to these people is an absolute load of shit. And I don't like when people misrepresent who I am. I really don't like it. And that's why I've been here going against these trolls, because of that's what they do. I do not like being lied about. I don't stand for it. And sometimes I don't want to deal with it, and I'm not going to address it. But that right there, that will get me to come after you and expose you. You start lying about me, you bet your ass I'm going to show your fucking bullshit. That's what I do. You know, I don't want to do it all the time, but, you know, I don't know, to a certain extent, you got to do it, right? Yeah, treat you like crap. Yeah. She was very nice to you when she wanted you to talk trash about someone she didn't like. But did she really want me to talk trash? I mean, I think maybe just coming from the point of she was being accused of things she wasn't doing, I was being accused of things by the same person, and we were just sort of kumbaya like that. I don't really see it like, but I could be wrong, okay? Because I tend to idealize scenarios, and I tend to want to see people at their highest potential. And big bird, free bird, big bird. I'm talking to Nova, who's like bringing up stuff with people that, you know, it's going to piss some people off. I'm trying to stay kind of neutral in my delivery about it because I have no desire to create shit for anybody. And what people do, that's on them. What I do is on me. So that's when I talk about keeping my side of the street clean. What other people do, that's their problem, that's their karma, and that's what they have to deal with. What I have to deal with is how I react to situations. And what I choose to do is I want to go high. I don't want to, you know, when they, you remember Michelle, when they go low, we go higher, right? So I try to take you take the high road, and I take the low road, and I'll reach to Scotland before me. Is that how it goes? I need to laugh, okay? I've been dealing with some heavy ass shit. But, you know, I can see how you see it that way. I do. But I don't know that that's really what was going on. I don't feel like I was being used. I don't like how I was treated. I do think that was absolute shit. But I don't necessarily agree. But again, you probably have an ability to be more objective than I do. Because I just want to love everybody, and can't we all just get along? You know, it's very childlike, and it's that naivete that does, you know, it doesn't work. It really, I got an issue with that. Freebird, how you doing, baby? The whole live stream was about that person. So yes, she used you to trash talk that person, and then when she no longer needed you, you were treated like crap. Yeah, well, you know, like I'm saying, I don't completely, like, I can see where you're coming from, but I don't feel like she wasn't running to me ever about anything. There was only like 2 times she tried to get in touch with me because she wanted to clarify. She was being told that I was doing things, and she needed to know if that's what I was doing. And then one time, someone asked her to come over because I was getting absolutely no support. So she only came to my stream, I think, once, maybe twice. So do you see how it's hard to say? Because if somebody's using you, like, they have to actively be doing something or requiring something from you, or demanding something from you, or expecting something from you. And I don't feel that was ever going on there, you know. And I like I said, you know, it could be that's just how I just don't feel that's where it was coming from, but I could be wrong. But are you who I think you are? Let's have some laughs. Come on. La la la. You said it correctly the first time. She is a dude. Dude, look like a lady. Be good. Packing. Oh, I'm so packing as hell. I wouldn't mind moving if it wasn't for packing. Oh my God. Let me tell you. You know that moving is one of the most traumatic things you can go through. Even when you're happily moving to like the house of your dreams, it's still like super stressful and traumatic. Maybe not traumatic. Maybe I'm being a little dramatic. For me, it is. I hate moving. I'm a homebody, like I take, I've always rented because I lived in LA and you can never get ahead unless you make 6 figures. I take these places I'm renting. I treat it like it's like I own it. It's kept clean. It's kept beautiful. I like a cozy home. I don't like moving. I like a really cozy, comfortable space where people can put their feet up on the coffee table. I mean, but leave your socks on, but leave the shoes at the door. I don't like shoes in my house. I'm very Japanese in that sense. My dad raised us that way, very Japanese style. We had a Japanese man that was an exchange student that actually lived with us, was going to UCLA, and he took care of us. He was a nanny to us for a little while. So my dad loved the way Japanese people live. But anyway, just comfortable, and I've always been told by people that the energy in my house, you come into the house and you just feel relaxed. And I do a lot of saging. I do a lot of prayer work. I do, I'm a very spiritual person, and I've been told that people, they feel it when they come in my house. It feels good. I'm so happy to hear that, because that's what I want to create. I want to create a space where people come in and just go, like, you can breathe, you can just breathe and relax. Like, I had one friend that she'd come over and she'd start falling asleep every time she'd come over. I'm just so relaxed when I'm at your house. I just feel like I could fall asleep. She'd end up sleeping over all the time on the couch because, so that's my life. It's like, I want to create spaces for people to feel supported and to be able to have some happiness, some joy, some laughter. Like, I got nothing to do with what goes on here. It doesn't. I will get down on exposing somebody, though. I will go hard. Exposing someone. And I've had some very satisfying moments. But I kept it clean because these people are accusing me of shit. And now I've owned everything I've done, and what I've done pales by comparison. I have not done shit. And I am not going to talk about what I did 5 years ago. It was literally, they are playing shit from 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever. She's got something up from a year ago. I know that I have made changes. I know I don't figure out like I used to. I know I don't wear my emotions on my sleeve like I used to. I know I have changed. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord, I have changed. I feel damn good about it. I will come after people that lie about me, though. Yeah, you pretty much, I'm going to do it. I don't know how not to do it, but I ignore a lot of shit, by the way. So let's go back to some music. But my Freebird Big Bird is someone that's hung around for a while. I think we've known each other maybe going on 3 years. Yeah, I have people, they're always saying, oh, you fucked everybody over and you've done it and nobody likes you. No, I actually have friends on here, okay? I don't have massive amounts of people. I don't desire massive amounts of people. I just want good quality people around that I can share some deep, meaningful moments with. That's my vibe. That's who I am. I love when they try to say I'm a troll. Yeah, okay, Andrea, I see you're friends with Thomas. It's funny how all of you have a fucking connection to that guy. Unfucking believable. Okay, wait. I got Okay, so I like to do this. If you don't like your comments to be shown, I do this because if they take my chat away, I have, your voice is recognized in the chat. I allow people, that are not trolling like an idiot to have a voice. So you have a right to say these things. I'm leaving names out because I'm not looking to stir that pot. All I'm saying is if you want to really expose a certain woman, you won't get far. Yeah, so you should come over to Taxis and Censure. That's funny. But you know what? At this point, I don't have some huge desire. Now, here's a caveat. I've heard she's been cozying up with this woman that's done and said a lot of fucked up shit. I do have a problem with that. I feel the reason why she's doing that because she's directly trying to fuck with a person whose name starts with an N and ends with a Y. I believe it's definitely a calculated move specifically to fuck with that other person. That's what it looks like to me. It's just my opinion. If people want to get bent out of shape about it, that's your problem. Go talk to your therapist about it. Because, truth and facts are just truth and facts. And truth and facts are not defamation. But again, is it a fact or is it an opinion? Well, it's speculation. I speculate that that's what's going on, and I'm normally right. So, what would you have to say about that? I think that's what's going on. Honey, you've missed a lot. I don't know. It's just, can we roll from here? You can kind of gather or garner what's being said if you just read what the person's saying. It's kind of clear. The whole live stream was about that person, so yes, she used to use you to trash talk that person, and then when she no longer needs you, you were treated. Which are we talking about? The person with an animal name in the name to trash talk that person, or to trash talk the person whose name starts with an N? Because the reality is this: there was never like a huge amount of trash talking of that person, or we're meeting over there today and we're going to trash talk that person, coordinating. No, there's no Discord. I'm not in any Discord with anybody. I know other people hang out in Discords doing weird shit, but I don't know that any of these people do. I don't know. So I'm not saying you're wrong, but remember, perception is everything, and we all don't see everything in the same way. But I do agree I was treated like crap. I definitely agree that I was treated like crap. And I think it's shitty. I do. But I also don't really let it affect me that much either. It did bother me, but like I told you, I got something very important going on here. Like I don't have the energy to be pissed off and thinking about people that don't give a fuck about me. You know what I mean? Like, why? Yeah, well, clearly don't give a fuck. Just don't give a rat's ass. She don't give a rat's ass, and I'm well aware of it. That's okay. She don't need to. I don't care. That's on her. That's not on me. I showed up with good intent, which was to support people. It wasn't just to trash talk, okay? It was to support people being attacked and lied about by other people, okay? So I don't show up to trash talk. I show up to expose people. I show up with what's been done to me to add to what's being done to you, to show what you're saying is true. They're not only doing it to you, they're doing it to me, and it's valid. That's why I show up. Not basically. Laugh aloud. You said it. Okay, I already said that. Hi, Blues. I've been watching you for a while. Can say I have seen you grow. Thank you. Yes, it does make sense. I make my own pickles. Yum. She's this person. You're like you're going hard on the shit string. You know, I'm going to read what you're saying, but I just I don't really feel like if they were using me, I didn't feel it. I don't feel it. I don't see it. I don't know. And again, you know, when people do things like that, if they just use people and throw them away, you know, that's on them. For me to allow, see, I don't like giving people the power to control me emotionally. And so if I get into that, then I'm giving them all kinds of power that they just don't have in my life. I don't, I'm, it's taking me quite some time to get to this place where I won't be affected. Now, she and I were never close. I have had people that I was very close to that I loved as friends that stabbed me in the back and slit my fucking throat. But with her and with anybody there, not really. They didn't. I just I have been used before, yeah. And perhaps you're right. Like I said, I'm not telling you you're wrong. I'm just saying I'm not going to let it get to me. You know what I mean? Why would I let it get to me? The idea, when you allow it to get to you, they win. I don't like them winning. I don't like anybody that's fucking with me to win. Okay? So you're gonna fuck with me, lose, lose, lose. You ain't gonna win. You know, but those people haven't fucked with me enough for me to do anything. Really, what am I gonna do? Start doing live streams on that? Like, why? But maybe, you know, if she pushes my buttons enough, I might. Okay. She used you to trash talk both the animal named person and the other person, which, by the way, they never gave you proof about the lies. Well, that is true. You do have a point there because I wanted to see the emails. And she got pissed off at me because I basically summons them to come because they're the ones that told me this stuff, right? And I think it pissed her off that I summonsed her like I was demanding her to do something. I think it starts there. I guess we're talking about this. I wasn't going to talk about it. Yes, you're right. They fed you regarding the person being a member of Nazi groups. I do. They did throw the anti-Semite thing around. I did see some questionable things. I know one of these people, maybe not this woman, but a friend of hers. There's pretty solid evidence that he is a J hater. I have to agree with you that the evidence was not shown, and that is on me also because But how do you demand somebody to give you the evidence when they're just not giving it to you? I thought because I've got evidence. You know, if somebody needs evidence, take it. That's not how that went down. Didn't want to give it to me either, right? So I hear you. And look, anybody, if I have falsely accused anybody of being an N-word like that, or an anti-Semite, or any of that, I'm willing to own that and make an amends and an apology for it. I was going on what I thought was, when I feel pretty strongly in my gut about something, I'm usually right, and I'll run with it. And sometimes not that often, but there are times when I've run with something or ran with something that perhaps I did not vet it deeply enough, nor did I bring enough receipts, or didn't see enough receipts, like in that case of what you're talking about. I never actually saw the receipts. I just trusted what was being told to me. So that is true. They lie to you and use you to run with those lies, saying that the person is a Nazi when they're not. Well, the way the way we solve this dispute is that person brings the evidence, right? Because they are the only ones, and if they don't step forward with the evidence of the things that they were, specifically the emails and things that were being said, that I was trolling, suicide trolling somebody, that I was doing pictures of a child with actualizing, because you can't even say the word that starts with an S,